Make money with Quora. Quora is a question and answer platform on the internet that is highly popular. In fact, it gets a tremendous amount of traffic on a month-to-month basis. It seems people can't get enough of posting questions online and having hundreds of people scramble to answer their questions. What's not to love? Well, believe it or not, this platform can actually help you make extra dollars every single month. When people post their questions, they're looking for people to suggest solutions. If you suggest a solution that leads to them clicking on a link, which leads to a page that has advertising, and they click on some of those ads and buy something, you make money. It really is that simple. How to do it? The first thing that you need to do is figure out what niche you want to target. Please understand that you're looking for reader interest. This means that certain questions on Quora get a lot more views than other questions. Obviously, you're going to target questions that get a lot more views. This increases the likelihood that you'll get a lot more traffic to your link. The next thing that you have to figure out is the kind of content that you can post on Quora, which will allow you to pull people to your target site. This is not always easy because when people post questions, sometimes the answer that they're looking for is very, very specific. You have to find a way of massaging their interest in this specific answer to translate to a click to your resource page. Once people are in your resource page, you must then write materials that will keep them on your site and clicking on your internal links until they like an ad or sign up for your mailing list. You make money when people click on an ad and buy something, or when they sign up for your mailing list. How does this work? Well, when people sign up for your mailing list, you get many chances of sending them updates. Many of these updates have affiliate links in them. If they click on the link and buy something, you make money. The pros of making money with Quora. The biggest advantage Quora brings to the table is that it supports all niches. Whether we're talking about midgets putting up a Christmas tree, or the histories of certain countries or religions, people ask all sorts of questions on Quora. Think of it as a question and answer version of Google. What's not to love, right? If you're looking for a place that draws people who are interested in specific issues, Quora is the place to be. Cons of making money with Quora. Don't expect to make money with this platform overnight. Just because you posted a really good answer and it had a lot of views, doesn't guarantee that people would be motivated enough by your answer to click on your resource and click ads on your resource page. Usually, you have to post quite a number of answers to gain traction to your target site. Also, depending on the niche of questions you're specializing in, there might not be all that many questions on Quora. There will be a few, but the views for those few questions may not justify you putting up a special page to try to monetize that traffic. Again, this is where niche selection comes in. You have to find a happy marriage between high enough question volume and commercial value, as well as average monthly search volume on Google. All these correlate to a niche that may yield a positive return on investment. The shortcut to this is to hire a virtual assistant through places like Fiverr.com, Freelancer.com, or if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, Conyoplus.com. Make money with dropshipping. Have you ever wanted to sell stuff online like Amazon sellers? Have you ever wanted to set up your own online store? Chances are, if you're like most people looking to make money online, the idea has crossed your mind. However, just like with most people, what stopped you is the nightmare scenario of having to go to the warehouse and physically handling that inventory. Who needs that headache, right? Well, dropshipping is the ideal solution for people looking to make money online through physical product sales. With dropshipping, you don't have to have a warehouse. You don't even have to touch the merchandise. Here's how it works. You set up a website and you stock it with products that are actually sold by another online store. This is usually a distributor or wholesaler. When somebody comes to your online store and buys something, you set up a software that automatically orders that inventory from your source. The difference, of course, is your profit. Since a lot of dropship wholesalers are based in China, you can bet that the profit margin of most dropshippers is quite hefty. We're talking markups starting from 50% all the way to several 100%. It's crazy. In fact, the difference between the wholesale price and the online retail price of many types of products are so extreme that dropship stores can absorb the loss created by refunds because their margins are so big. That's how lucrative dropshipping can be. It all boils down to automation, niche selection, and finding the right supplier and driving traffic to your online store. How to do it? The first step, as usual, is niche selection. You have to pick the right product to sell. Please understand that just because a lot of Americans are buying a certain type of product doesn't necessarily mean that that product has a fat profit margin. If the profit margin isn't there, that product is not worth selling. Seriously, it's just going to cost you too many headaches and stress. At the end of the day, the money is simply not worth it. You have to find products that have a high enough return on investment and have a solid demand level while facing relatively low competition levels. This is a tall order because you're balancing all these factors. It will probably take you quite a bit of money and time to do it on your own. The good news is you can hire a virtual assistant from places like Konyo Plus or Freelancer.com to do all this heavy lifting for you. The great thing about Konyo Plus is you can hire somebody on a day-to-day basis for only $30 per day. You can set a quota for that person to do the heavy data analysis of finding different products and cross-referencing them in terms of consumer demand and online competition. Once you've found the type of product you want to resell, the next step is to find suppliers for that product on AliExpress. The great thing about AliExpress is that you can set up software to take the orders that you get from the dropship store and relay it automatically to the AliExpress store. You can be asleep. You can be on the other side of the planet enjoying a tropical vacation. You can be out minding your own business. All of these happen automatically. At the end of the day, you just see your profit margin. Pretty nifty, right? You can use setups like Shopify to quickly set up your online store and then plug it into Oberlo, which automates inventory ordering and inventory entry. If this is too complicated, or if you think you have better uses of your time instead of doing this yourself, again, you can use freelance virtual assistants to do it for you. Set up properly, your store would attract traffic from the internet. When your visitors buy items from your store, your software will automatically order these inventory from your source. Pros. The big advantage of this method is you don't have to handle inventory. Another great solid point is that pretty much everything can be automated. Cons. The big downside to dropshipping is niche research. The bottom line is if you pick the wrong types of product or product categories, you're going to fail. You're not going to make any money. Either you're not going to attract traffic, or the return on investment is simply not there. Or you just have too much competition. None of these situations are good. They all lead to one place: failure. So it's crucial that you pick the right niche. Make money reselling services. People all over the internet have all sorts of needs. Maybe they have a business they're trying to run. Maybe they're trying to get the word out about their business. Maybe they're trying to get into school, or they have some sort of problem that they need expert help with. Whatever the case may be, the internet exists in large part because people have all these questions that they need answers for. This is a tremendous opportunity because you can look for the most common problems people have and find specialists who solve that problem. Your job is to simply become a middleman. That's right. You buy professional services at a very low rate and then turn around and resell it to people who need it at a much higher rate. Your profit, of course, is the difference. How to get started. To make money online reselling services, the first thing you need to do is figure out what kind of services you're going to be reselling. As you can probably already tell, not everybody has the same needs. Some people have very common needs and can be expected to pay very little to solve these problems. For example, there are lots of people out there looking to get a website designed. The problem is, these services are so common that you really can't expect people who need such services to pay top dollar for them. That usually doesn't happen. You have to find a specific set of problems that people would pay a premium for. Here's a rule of thumb. The more specialized the solution, the more dollars you can charge for it. One key tool that would help determine the demand levels for certain types of services is the Google Keyword Planner tool. You should hire a virtual assistant from places like KonyoPlus.com. They feature virtual assistants who would work on quota for only $30. That's right. You get to pay on a day-to-day or once-a-week basis. You only pay for the services that you asked for, and it's only $30 for every 8 hours worth of work. Regardless of how you do it, get a massive list of high-value services people are looking for, and then correlate this with the search volume data offered by Google Keyword Planner tool. Once you filter out this information, you should then look for service providers for those types of issues. You then decide on your profit margin and then set up your own service website. The key here is to hide the fact that you are simply turning around and reselling somebody else's services. Your website is intended to convert traffic that you get through search engine optimizations and social media marketing. Once you get orders, you then turn around and order the services from the actual provider. Pros. This business model is very scalable. You get to focus on the fun part, marketing. You leave the rest to a list of professional services providers. It can be automated to a certain extent and can be quite passive. The best part is this type of service can yield a tremendous amount of money with very little effort, depending on how specialized the services you offer are. Cons of making money online reselling services. The big disadvantage of this business model is niche selection. You really have to put in the time, effort, and energy to pick out the right kind of services that people would pay a premium for. This is not obvious. It's not going to jump out at you, and it's definitely not going to fall from the sky. Thankfully, there is a shortcut to this. As I've mentioned, you can hire virtual assistants from places like Fiverr, or if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, ConioPlus.com or Conio Plus. The key is to do the proper research and then set up a professional website. Another disadvantage is you have to draw traffic. Thankfully, again, you can outsource this to your virtual assistant, or you can buy traffic packages or search engine optimization services.